Your
Yo,
5
baby,
minutes.
put me right in the middle.
Your 5 minutes are on the clock, guys. Here we go. Trey Melton on the screen.
Congratulations, baby. You're back again. Back to see the king. Back to see the one who gets it done. Back to see the source. Back to see Mr. Intel, the best capper in the UFC, besides James Krause. Am I right? Because anyways, he was telling people to take. All right, it's a gambling joke. All right, listen, Kevin Holland. Let's just get to it, baby. Kevin Holland. Hey, what are we doing, my guy?
What?
What are we doing, my guy? Now, listen, I said this.
Mhm.
I said this last week. I said, hey, if Wonder Boy keeps it standing up and keeps his distance, I could see him winning the fight. I could see him winning the fight. I could see him taking it.
You saw my bet slip?
Sure.
I'm just throwing that out there. Oh.
Sure. Yeah, congratulations. Your first bet you hit in freaking 4 months. Congrats, dude. Mate, you're finally getting some of that money back that you gave to me from all our bets.
2 in a row, baby.
I mean, hey, congrats. I applaud you. Then we have freaking Nico Price going against who? Philip Hall.
You all right? You want to take a little, drink of water or something? You okay?
But we're good. Yeah, I'm sorry. My mouth's a little dry right now. That's on me. Listen, I want to apologize. I'll take this moment to apologize. I don't know how professional I am, how incredible I am. I never slip up like that. Anyways, then we have Philip Rowe going against Nico Price. Now, let me tell you something. Philip Rowe looks good now. He impressed me. I wasn't expecting that. Okay? And then we go to something that I want to touch on. And it put a smile on my face because it makes Miller look like an idiot once again. I mean, as usual. I mean, we're all used to this. Mm-hmm. We're all used to this by now.
Wonder what this is.
Because Miller loves to talk about how much he likes fighters and then act like they don't mean anything to him, right? He loves to hype up fighters and then as soon as they lose, get off the bandwagon immediately.
Oh, I see where this is going. Okay.
He also loves to insult people who have UFC records. They have the history in the UFC. Bro. Like, I don't know, let me use an example. Derek Lewis. Now, this man right here sat here last time Derek Lewis fought against Sergi and absolutely disrespected that man and talked about how he was a gatekeeper and how he's been right about all these fights and how he's a nobody. And I said, whoa, you better respect history. You better respect one of the GOATs, a future Hall of Famer. And then what did I say? I said, Sergi might be a guy. Sergi might have hands.
I said that.
Sergi might be dangerous to go on a little run. And then sure enough, this weekend, he steps up against one of Miller's fighters, apparently. He's probably not going to claim him now. Says he doesn't really like Ty that much. I mean, he's all right.
I never said that.
He's all right. And he goes in there and finishes him nastier and faster than he did to Derek Lewis.
That's
more
incorrect.
viciously than he did to Derek Lewis. More embarrassingly than he did to Derek
guy.
Lewis. My mouth is really dry. My mouth is so dry right
You had some White Claws before this?
White Claws. Yeah, that's what you drink. I'm sure you found that in your food.
I see your shades and
Mango
the hat combination, and I thought, know what?
Mango only, yeah, I'm sure.
That has to be his drink of choice.
You were in a Phillies jersey. You don't even watch it. You didn't even watch the game in years, so I don't even know why you got that.
You saw how we
just
did
got
this year.
that jersey.
You saw how we
just
did
got
this
that jersey.
It's been sitting in my closet
How
for
long
years.
You've had
for
that
years.
Jersey less
For
than
years.
A month. You've had that jersey less than a month.
You got 30 seconds. Don't waste time on me.
Anyway, Sergi goes in the octagon and he absolutely whoops on Tai Tuivasa. And now Miller's sitting here with his thumb up his butt, looking like a dummy because he was acting like Sergi wasn't like that. Like he wasn't the man to come up and he's putting Francis on notice. I want you to know that. He's got heavy hands like Francis. And Francis's hands aren't that heavy because Francis is actually a bum. And I don't know why he still has the title. But let me tell you something. Sergi is on his way. I told you this guy's a guy. He just beat your guy. Worse than he beat my guy, who was a future Hall of Famer. What's Tai Tuivasa? We don't even know. Tai Tuivasa might be done. He might just be a shoey guy. He's drinking too many beers.
Well, drink some water. Take your time. You're over here choking. You can't say 3-syllable words over here. Oh my God, that was. I mean, not that he's had a good 5 minutes on the show, but that could have, vocabulary-wise, been the worst 5 minutes on the show for you. So hopefully,
Miller,
hopefully you could bounce back. And this is after 25 episodes in. I know it says episode 24, guys. My editor's down. Is episode 25. We'll get there. I was right. Man, this weekend I hit hard on UFC Fight Night, and not only that, Trey, it gets better.
What do you mean? You hit one bet. What do you mean you hit hard? Congratulations on your one bet you made.
That's the only one I bet on, but I'm saying I hit hard with my picks. Now let me tell you this, Trey. I might go for a 9-fight parlay and hit this weekend. So if I were you, I would just. I would just get on board.
Never even gotten 2 fights in a row.
I would just. I've gotten 4-fight parlays, 5-fight parlays. I might go for a big. I might go for a big 9. I'm gonna have to go in my history. Hopefully they keep track of all your bets. But anyways, I'm hitting big, Trey. I feel strongly about this. I really do. So can we fast forward a little bit? Stephen Thompson, I mean, who knows what happens next with him? Maybe we could recap UFC Fight Night. Is there anything you want to say before we jump right into UFC 282? Because I've been dying to do this.
Nah, Sergi's scary. He's on his way up. He'll get a title shot soon. He looks good.
He looks dangerous. Maybe we could touch on him in the heavyweight division towards the end. Let's get right into it because I have $20 against you with Ankalaev versus Jan Blachowicz. Now, I might want to put a little 20. I feel bad if you don't have it. You don't have to say that you don't want to do. You know, if I don't have it,
Miller, you're talking to the best capper in the UFC.
If you're have to wait,
James Krause predicts his fights, tells people to take falls, and I'm still a better gambler than James Krause. Just know that.
Wow, this guy stole my tweet that I wrote to Drew today.
Wrong.
Anyways,
wrong.
Unless if you have to wait for your check to clear, that's fine too. Whatever. Mitchell versus Topuria. I already know who you have. Let me tell you who I have, and then you can share, of course, as well too.
Then I'll tell you why you're wrong and look dumb.
One is undefeated. One has only suffered 1 loss, but that was a long time ago. Bryce Mitchell versus Ilia Topuria. I know Bryce Mitchell may have the corniest submission in UFC history. Yes, he has that record. Him and another fighter. The second to complete a twister submission in the UFC. Nobody cares, Trey. Before you even go there, nobody cares about that.
Only 2 legends have done that. Only 2 people in UFC, in all of UFC history, and all the people, all the rosters, all the people that came through in UFC history, only 2 people have done that, and he is one of them.
Can you name the other person that did that? I'll bet 20 that you can't.
All right, you want to bet 20?
Never mind. Who is it?
Let's bet 20.
Who is? I take it back. You answered too quickly. I'm glad you did. Who's the other person? It's
the Korean Zombie.
Okay. Well, anyways, that information is just stupid to have. Edson Barbosa.
Well, I'm right. Just so y'all know.
Which is a great win. Andre Feely, good win. I actually like Feely as well too. Now Bryce Mitchell fights Ilia Topuria, an undefeated fighter. Bryce Mitchell, he is big for the division, but for me, Topuria has dangerous striking. Might catch Bryce Mitchell before he, gets to take the fight to the ground, and even then, I don't think he does. I don't even think he does much down there. I truly think this is Topuria's coming out party. Bryce Mitchell believing that the earth is flat. Sean O'Malley, criticizing him, saying that he's an inbred. So he has hit headlines, not for the right reasons, but the people know who he is. I think this is a great opportunity to Topuria to steal the light, to steal the show, just like another fighter on this card is going to do later. I'll explain to you about that later, but Ilia Topuria wins either a decision or a knockout. I'm going to tell you early because I'm telling you, I'm hitting this card hard. You just take notes. I say Topuria, 2nd round knockout. You have the floor.
First of all, it's a very cute little spiel you just gave right there.
Listen, I feel strongly about that.
It seems like you worked very hard on that. Now, let's just go back a little bit. Now, when Bryce Mitchell was going up against Edson Barbosa, I had people in my ear the whole time talking to me, telling me, here goes Bryce Mitchell, finally fighting a real guy. Hey, Edson Barbosa has hands. He can't fight a striker like this. Bryce Mitchell can only fight on the ground. And then what did Bryce Mitchell go in there and do? He went in there and absolutely dominated. He went in there and looked absolutely great in his camo shorts, whooping that man. Not only did he dog him while he was on the ground against Edson Barbosa, but he knocked him on his butt.
Did he finish
with
him?
a punch?
Did he finish him?
With a punch. He knocked him on his butt with a punch.
Was he able to finish him?
And that's what people said Bryce Mitchell couldn't do. And you know what Miller said? He sat over there like a dumb little boy, like he always is, on his little daughter's high chair that he streams in.
Wow, that joke is getting old. He just needs some
he,
new material.
Look how sick he gets.
He
Look how
just needs
sick he
some-
gets
it's
because he
just
knows it's true.
depressing. I hear the
Look at
same
this
joke
thing.
every week. Jeez.
Sick.
Like, I don't call him Farquhar. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. Anyways,
He's sick.
we just need new
He's sick
material.
'cause he
Like,
knows it's
I
true.
try not to talk about your shades because
crazy.
I've been flaming you for that for a while. I'm just saying, new jokes. But did he finish him?
Anyways,
Was he able to finish Edson? You know who was able to finish Edson?
he beat him.
Giga Chikadze.
Okay, great.
All right, so if he's able to do it, if Bryce Mitchell, you say Bryce Mitchell is a next featherweight champion. Those are your
He
words.
is.
Those
He's
are
the
your
future.
words. But he can't finish Edson Barbosa, but Giga can. I'm just throwing that out there.
Anyways, listen to me.
He has a corny
Miller
submission.
sat over there like a dummy and told me that Bryce Mitchell was going to lose to Edson Barbosa. And I told y'all this was going to be a statement win.
I
He
think I
was going to
picked
go out
Bryce.
there and dominate. And sure enough, he did. And now here we are once again against Ilya. The only reason we talk about this guy at all is because him and Paddy Pimblett had that little run-in where they were throwing food and stuff at each other and pushing chairs over and all that lame stuff.
or because he's 4-0
Being a
in the
fake-
UFC, and his last 3
Being
fights
a
have been
fake
knockouts.
strongman.
Something
don't
Bryce
care.
Mitchell
Don't-
can't do.
Who
I'm-
and who are they? And who
I'm
are
just-
they? And
one
who
is
are they?
one is Ryan Hall, pretty notable name. People know who he is. The only name that
what's
you
up
can
with you naming bums? You love naming like dudes
it's a
who are
name.
really nothing but have a name.
When was the last time that Bryce Mitchell finished a fighter? I could share the information with you if you don't have it. That's fine. I don't think COVID was on Earth at the time. 2019, that stupid Twister submission was the last time he finished someone. Has he knocked anyone out? No. You know who has? Ilya Topuria
listen,
in his last 3 fights.
But here's the thing you're forgetting. Bryce Mitchell's been hurt. He was out for a year and a half. Okay, so he wasn't able to fight. But then when he came back, he absolutely whooped up on Edson Barbosa. Now
Right.
I know Ilya, he ain't striking. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. Bryce might not be able to
dangerous,
get him down.
man.
Are you serious?
Ilya's
He might
dangerous.
not be
He
able to
might-
get him down. Are we serious right now?
Ilya's like a Greco-Roman
talking about the
wrestler or
best-
something like that. Like
We're talking about the best ground game in the UFC.
that's blasphemous.
Miller, he
it's-
did a
it's-
submission that only one other person in the UFC has done, and he
That's-
almost did it twice.
That's the dumbest stat that you hold. That and Derek Lewis having the most heavyweight knockouts, but at least, or the most knockouts, but at least they're true. I'll give you that. But just horrible information that you have. Listen, it's a little tiring hearing you talk about
What
Bryce
stats do you
Mitchell.
give?
The guy believes the earth is flat. Sean O'Malley has accused him of being an inbred, which who knows. When he gets on the Ariel Helwani show, people are just like going crazy with Bryce. He's a little loose cannon. I'll give you that. But anyways, let me tell you this, Trey.
The truth teller.
Listen, I think peer pressure is wrong, so please don't feel pressured to do this. But my hand is extended to you. If you want to throw 20 on top of that too, you don't have to. Take your time. You don't have to do this. All right, there you go. There you go.
Now you know it. Listen, Bryce
I'm
Mitchell and Ilya,
Mhm.
and Jan
Ankalaev and Jan Blachowicz. Even though Jan Blachowicz scares me, he does have a lot of power. And he
Duh.
might surprise some people, even though I think Uncle Ives is like a minus 245, but I think it's Uncle Ives time. I have Ilya by second round knockout. How does Bryce Mitchell finish this before we get to our next fight?
It will be a decision. That's right. Bryce is just gonna maul him the whole time. He's gonna take him down, beat him up, and maul him. Simple.
If he wins, he's
gonna
gonna take him down, lay on him a little bit.
And you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna do that. He's gonna go in there and maul him. It's gonna be dominant. And then idiots like these little fanboys who come in the chat every single week are gonna come in here and talk about that was a boring fight. He didn't even do anything. He shouldn't have won. All this stuff. And I'm gonna say, you dummies. He dominated. That's real fighting. That's real martial arts. That's what grappling is. That's how I would dominate Miller. I would grapple him to death and dominate him if we were ever to fight.
This guy is just he's just full of it. All right, can we move on to our next fight?
Yes,
we have
permission. Thank you for asking.
We have a total of $40 on this. And Trey, if you need a week or two to pay me, don't feel pressured. Take your time. I'm in no rush to make some money because after this weekend I'll make a lot.
Make sure you send my cash up that same night.
After this weekend, I might be under investigation like James Krause because I'm gonna just hit every bet, and I understand that. And I understand that. Listen,
the card.
Drew is gonna catch up to him if it didn't already. This might be the fight that it does catch up to him. Speaking of Paddy Pimblett, he says, "Y'all seen Paddy the Baddie? How does his body do this? He might lose as well too. We'll talk about this in a second. But anyways,
oh my, what?
Darren Till. We'll talk about that. Darren Till versus Duplessis. I have no idea who you're gonna go with here. You have the floor, Darren Till. Is this finally his time for a comeback?
It better be, because listen, I have lost so much money on Darren Till, dude.
I mean, that's
me and Drew have sat there sick to our stomachs with our heads in the palm of our hands, hunched over.
Should have asked me for
because
advice.
Of Darren Till.
Should have asked. I picked Derek Brunson. I picked Derek Brunson in his last fight. Anyways.
You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm up on you all time, and I'm going to be up even more after this weekend. So thank you very much. Now, I can't help it. I have to root for Darren Till again. I can't not root for him. I don't know why. There's literally no ties. It's not because of Kamzat. It's not because of anything he's done in his past. I really could care less about Darren Till, but I want to see him come back and be good. He's supposed to be good. He's supposed to be this next big guy. And so far, he's been pretty I don't even know if average is the word. He's been a letdown so far, I'll say that. He's been a letdown so far. So he better do something, because if I'm Dana, he's on his last leg with me. I'm like, listen, dude. We've done everything we could. You've had injury after injury. We've been waiting on you. Now you're coming in here again, and you're losing and looking like a bum once again. You can just corner Kamzat.
This is a perfect opportunity for Duplessis to make a name for himself. He's fighting Darren Till, who's a fan favorite, even though he's won in his last 5, right? Duplessis had a great fight against Tavares, wins a unanimous decision, had a knockout performance of the night against Trevin Giles, and KO'd Marcus Perez in the first round. Why stop now, Trey, is my question to you. This is his moment. This card is going to exceed expectations. I can foresee the future. It's going to do better than people imagine, especially with the whole, is Uncle Live, Jan Blachowicz able to carry this pay-per-view card? Well, listen, the fights before that are going to be great. And Duplessis is going to arise to the occasion. Darren Till's going to look decent, but Duplessis is still going to get him out of there, I think. Another second round knockout. This time for Duplessis. Now, the number 40 is a weird number, Trey. So I just figured if we add on 10 more, we can make this a $50 night between the two. Don't feel forced again. But if you're already looking a little scared. You're already looking a little scared.
I already have plans to make it a $60 night. And this fight is not included in my plans.
Well, then we might go to 7.
I would not accept this bet.
Why not? You said it's his time.
I don't trust Darren Till like that. This guy's coming back and looked like a freaking bum the past 2 or however many times he's came back. I don't trust him enough. Heck no, I'm good on that.
What's $10 to a
Can't
Trey
do it.
Melton? Is my question to you.
Listen, he's already burnt me so bad. I can never put money on him again. I can't do it. No.
I'm not putting my hand down.
Listen. You know why? Because my pride is too high, and I'm sweeping you on this card, and I'm betting you on the next fight. So no, wait till the next fight, and we bet on that one.
I'm not gonna bet on the next fight, but I'll bet on this one.
All right, if I bet on this one, you have to bet on the next one.
I might.
We do 10
talk,
each.
We could talk numbers.
No, you
okay.
No,
we
you
talk
have.
Numbers.
We do 10 each.
Okay. We'll talk numbers. Shake on this one.
We'll do 10 on this one, 10 on the next one.
Okay. If we don't have the same pick, that's fine. This guy, look how scared he is. $10 and
I don't losing. I don't care if it's 55 cents.
$10 and you would think I asked this man to, like, you know, make a life-changing decision. Look at this guy. He's stressed. He's stressed. My arm is getting a little tired, bro.
Because you got them weak feminine shoulders. That's why.
Oh, man. Listen, we'll talk towards the end of the show on how we spend this money.
The only reason I'm doing that is because I feel bad, because I know I'm already going to be up 40 on you. So it's like, let me just be up 30. I don't want to take that much from you. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad about that.
I got Duplessis' second round knockout. How does Darren Till get it done in your world, which you're not even confident in?
Decision.
It goes to 3. You think Darren Till's path to victory is a decision against Duplessis? Listen, hey, guys, we have this on record. We can come back to this, make a couple shorts.
Listen, I didn't even want to make that bet. I'm just doing it because I'm like, hey, you're so bad at gambling. I'm like, whatever, this has to be right. If you're on the opposite guy, this has to be right for me.
I mean, the last time Darren Till won a decision was against Gaslam in 2019, and that was debatable.
How many fights does he have since then?
Just throw it. Ever since the Gaslam, 2 fights, and he's lost both of them. Well, granted, they're against Whitaker and Brunson. He has been fighting the best, in a sense. Masvidal, Gaslam, Whitaker, Brunson, Woodley.
Why do we keep saying Gaslam?
He's fighting the top of the division, the best that the division has to offer. I think that's fair to say, especially at that time, right? He beat Stephen Thompson, a unanimous decision, back in 2018. That's when people thought, you know, he was going somewhere. That's when he beat Stephen Thompson. That was his 4th fight win in a row, and then it's been downhill ever since, because he lost to Woodley, lost to Masvidal, and then, you know, beat Gaslam and then lost his next 2. So anyways, we have $50 on the card. Trey, I don't mean to beat a dead horse. If you need some time, you can send me half, you know, the day of. Send me the other half, you know, a week or 2 from there, because $10 almost appeared to have broke the bank when I asked you to make that bet. So
yo, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but I make more money gambling than you make at your day job. So that's all good. You know what I'm saying? We'll settle up that night. Settle up that night.
If it's Andrew Wheat, maybe. I've seen his bets. You do 7-fight $5 parlays.
I tell Andrew Wheat what to bet.
I doubt that.
That's what you do.
The next fight.
You do.
The next fight.
You post your bets like, look, I won $35.
You saw the 3-figure bet I made?
Nope.
You saw that? The 100. Anyways, I don't know if you heard, Trey, because I don't know if you follow the UFC that much. Robbie Lawler versus Ponzinibbio. Robbie Lawler is out. Brian Barberena asked for the fight. He said, listen, I didn't take that much damage against RDA. Let me have that fight. That's what he tweeted. I'm just here to share the news. I'm the Hispanic Hawani. But Ponzinibbio doesn't have a dancing partner. We'll see what happens with that. And I think that's okay, because now we can skip over to, drum roll, please.
Oh, Patty the Batty. Oh, Patty the Batty.
The man
America,
that blows,
baby.
The man that looks like Trey. He looks like Trey 3 months out of fight week, but then he looks like, I don't know, just completely shredded now. But if you want to know what Patty looks like off season, just take a look. on the right of your screen, and that's what he looks like. Same shades and everything. Paddy the Baddy is fighting Jared Gordon, UFC 282 this Saturday. Some people say this is a people's main event. I mean, I listen to BT Sport because I listen to everything, and they were just praising Paddy up a
Some
storm.
people like Ariel Hawani, your freaking daddy.
And it's just, I'm thinking to myself, why do people believe in Pimblett so much? But nonetheless, Pimblett, he's shredded again. He fluctuates in weight crazier than anything I've ever seen. He fights this weekend, and he's fighting a worthy opponent. He's fighting a fighter that's a brown belt. Take this for whatever it's worth. He's a John Danaher brown belt. He has to have some kind of good jiu-jitsu. And I don't mean to scare you there, Trey, but listen, I'm just throwing that out there. He's fighting Jared Gordon, but Paddy's on a 3-fight UFC win streak. He's fighting a man that lost one of his last 2, one of them being by rear naked choke. We know Paddy the Baddy's pretty dangerous on the ground with his submissions. Anyways, this weekend, Paddy, Jared Gordon, share your thoughts, please.
We're talking about
Here we go.
the future face of the UFC.
About to have a Darren Till
We're
moment.
talking about the Beatles of the Octagon.
He looks like a beetle.
We're talking about Austin Powers of MMA.
As far as looks.
We're talking about an absolute future legend who America and people in the UFC has not even really got to see yet because of the fights and the way they have went. They haven't even got to see his dominance yet. But I'm telling you right now, this weekend, Paddy the Baddy, for the first time in America, is going to go out there and absolutely dominate this old cornball. You think this 34-year-old corny boy, this bald man, looks like Miller, kind of, honestly.
He's got more hair than you.
He's like a more attractive Miller.
Must be pretty attractive then.
Probably taller too. If I don't know.
I mean,
5'8". He's 5'8", so he's definitely taller than Miller.
5'8" is pretty tall.
He's a foot taller than Miller.
Okay, buddy.
And you think Paddy the Baddy is gonna go in there and lose to him? He's gonna walk to the ring, flaunt his stuff, look like the absolute kind of. Honestly, he looks kind of corny. I'm not gonna lie. He does some freaking. He's very British. Okay, he's very British. He's a scouser. They don't get knocked out. And he's going to go in there. He's going to take him to the ground. And he's going to choke this man out. In the second round. Mark my words. He's going to go in there, take this man down, and choke him out with a rear naked. Second round.
Surprised you know how to do that. Listen, I have Paddy Pimblett winning as well too. I think he's gonna get the job done.
You know what it is.
I think he's gonna get the job done. So unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to bet on this fight. But I have Paddy Pimblett. Just he's a big 155 pounder. I have Paddy getting the job done. But to be fair to you, you didn't want to put money on the Darren Till fight versus Duplessis. So if you do want to add another 10 and throw it on here, those fights will probably cancel themselves out. I'm willing to do so if you'd like to.
So you're gonna take your lookalike, your twin?
I have Paddy Pimblett winning, but I'm saying if you really want the $10 back, I'll give you that. If you don't care, then we don't have to bet. Is that
I want it back.
The choice is yours.
Yeah, I'm greedy. I don't care. I want it back. What happens if I win both? Then what? You get
the money. I mean, then you might be up.
I mean, it's just like another card.
If you win the 50, that's like I think you're kind of scratching at the surface a little bit, and you might be down against me like 120, I think, or something like that, something along those lines.
I would be up a lot, and it would be bad for you.
I do have Paddy Pimblett winning. I think he's just big for the division. But if there is an upset that's going to happen this weekend, it might be that fight right there. Jared Gordon does have somewhat experience in the UFC. He might surprise us all. and get the job done. I just think Paddy Pimblett, as far as grappling wise, he's better. Even as far as striking, Paddy might have more power striking wise.
The fact that you even think this is going to be close is absolutely
not-
disrespectful and shows me that you know nothing about Paddy Pimblett besides what you've seen in the UFC. It's typical. You're a fair weather fan. And it's okay. That's why I'm here to teach you.
I see that his punches are thrown so wide and he's not a good striker. He does have good grappling. I saw Jordan Levitt almost get him out of there. So control him against the cage.
He was twerking in Jordan Levitt's face.
At the end. Of course, at the end. But Jordan Levitt arguably was winning the fight until then. He made a mistake by going for a takedown, got hit with a knee. Paddy got it locked. I hope Till gets a win too. Says Windy City, I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett as well too. I think he will get a submission. I don't want to pick the same round you picked because you picked round 2, right? And it sucks because that's what I was going to say before you. So I'm going to go first round submission. Paddy. So you hear the picks for this weekend.
Here he is.
Here
he is trying to copy me once again.
No.
Wants to talk down on the source, wants to talk down on Mr. Intel, and then he wants to be just like him.
I have Topuria, you have Bryce Mitchell. I have Duplessis, you have Darren Till. Ponzinibbio fight isn't going to happen. Maybe we'll touch base on that. I have Paddy Pimblett, you have Paddy Pimblett. So we only agree on one out of the 3 fights that we've covered.
Whoa.
What's up?
You don't get to bet against Paddy Pimblett and have Paddy Pimblett. Sorry.
I'm only doing it for you. I have Paddy Pimblett.
And I'm only betting Darren Till for you.
No, you've picked Darren Till to win though. I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
I said I want him to win.
Yeah, and I think Paddy Pimblett is going to win, but I'm doing it just to give you $10 back. I mean, we could take the bet off the table if those are the rules.
Whatever, dude. Let me just mention some things right here, okay? Let me just go over some lines, okay? The Bryce Mitchell and Ilya fight. I know I'm going back a little bit, but their money lines are. Who do you think is favored in that fight?
I'm gonna say Bryce Mitchell.
Nope, Ilya is favored in -137.
Really?
Bryce Mitchell is +107. That is a listen, y'all. Slam Bryce Mitchell. Put the house and the kid on it.
That's not a bad fight to pick Bryce Mitchell and play the underdog. What is it? A plus what for Bryce Mitchell? One what?
+107. So it's pretty much even.
Which is still not bad for a Bryce Mitchell fight.
Still, you get Bryce Mitchell even. I mean, he's been heavily favored.
Was Topuria minus what?
Topuria is -137, so you would have to bet $137.
I might slam that. That right there. I might just put a $137.
And I don't even know what the chat's saying, but I bet Drew's in there talking about some bullcrap, talking about, oh yeah, slam Ilya. That's the bet.
Drew, who do you have winning that fight? I would love to know who he has.
He doesn't have Bryce. I know that. Y'all are both haters on Bryce, and I love proving y'all wrong. The over/under on that fight, by the way, is 2.5 rounds.
Interesting.
Over is favored in -120, so it's pretty much even. Now, we move on. Darren Till, Juskus Duplessis. Who do you think is favored in that?
I'm gonna say Duplessis.
And what do you think it is?
I'm gonna say like a 140.
No, Duplessis is favored at a -185, so almost close. 2 to 1.
I was close.
Almost 2 to 1.
I was close.
And Darren Till was a +155, so that's pretty good if you want Darren Till. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, dude. It's freaking Darren.
You're lucky I'm giving you $10 back with the whole Paddy Pimblett.
You're lucky I'm giving you $10 with the whole Darren Till bet. I didn't want to bet that.
But that's your pick,
What do you mean?
But that's your pick, though.
Not. I don't want to pick that fight at all.
That's how I know you're a rookie better, because you pick with your heart. It's like your mind is telling you Duplessis, but I got Darren Till. That's what you're saying.
I'm up on you, though. That's what I'm saying.
You need to stop
if I'm a rookie, what are you?
I mean,
an infant to the game.
They call me Baby Krause. That's all I'm throwing. They call me Baby Krause out there. Listen, Jan Blachowicz. We only have one fight left. Let's get right to it. I know you're a little scared on this one as well too. Ankalaev versus Jan Blachowicz. You have Blachowicz getting his title back. this weekend.
Yeah, right to its rightful owner.
I think he got dominated by Glover. I think Ankalaev might do him just a little bit worse.
Wrong.
In a 5-round fight, I think Ankalaev is going to find the finish in round number 3. That doesn't mean Ankalaev is the fastest starter. I just think he's going to get the job done. Has a better wrestling. I think he might even find a way to get maybe a submission, get him to the ground, a little bit ground and pound. First 2 rounds, he wins. 3rd round, he closes the show, gets it done, becomes the new champion. He's only lost 1 fight, and that was a lucky submission that was thrown up towards the end of the 3rd round. He had it in the bag. These Dagestani fighters, overseas fighters, are taking over. Granted, Blachowicz is from Poland, so he's from overseas as well, too. Round number 3, finish for Ankalaev. Trey, you have the floor. You said you have Blachowicz. Are you still feeling confident about that? How do you have this fight playing out?
Congratulations.
Here we go.
To your bummy boy Ankalaev. Congratulations. He put a couple wins together. He got his name out there. He gets a shot when he shouldn't have a shot. He's like 3rd or 4th in line for it.
I mean, he's only got like
he shouldn't even have a shot right now. But he streamed together some wins, and guess what?
He's only like 9 wins in a row or something like that.
Guess what? He's flexing his best ability, his availability, and here he is getting a title shot he doesn't even deserve.
Why doesn't he deserve it?
Yes, he's had some wins, but against nobody you would want to mention.
He beat a line.
Nobody you would brag
he beat
about.
A line.
Against nobody you would brag about.
Beat a lion.
Shut up. He beat a little kitty cat, a little pussy cat.
You're not too fond of Anthony Smith nowadays.
And now he's treading out to the deep water somewhere he's never been before. Something he's never tried to do. Fighting for that strap. And I can look him in his eyes and tell he ain't got it in him. But he's going against a guy who does have it in him. And that's Jan Blachowicz. Because he's been here before. He has the resume. He knows what it's like to go and challenge the top and take the cream of the crop and put it around his waist and win it. He's tasted it before. And that's why he's going to want it more. That's why he's going to go in there and dominate. That's why he's going to go in there and let them heavy hands fly and land on Ankalaev and freaking knock him out. Knock him out in the 2nd round. Jan Blachowicz is going to go in there. He's going to be dominant. He's going to push the pace. We're going to see him ready to go. He's going to land some big shots. Ankalaev is barely going to escape the 1st round. They're going to go into the 2nd round, and then Jan's going to put it on him and finish it.
I like the descriptiveness.
And then it's going to be the rematch we really need to see. Glover and Jan Blachowicz. And then Jan can really show y'all how that fight was supposed to go and knock out that freaking bum Glover, old boy.
Trey, let me share just a little kind of like a story. Not a story, but just analysis that you're going to be baffled by because you didn't have all this information, but I'm right. And then you're going to, come to terms. Jan Blachowicz, he won the title by beating Dominic Reyes, where now we know Dominic Reyes is now who we thought he was. Yeah, he had a close fight against John Jones, and we thought, listen, maybe this guy is, the next one up. But then right after almost beating John Jones, he fights Jan Blachowicz and he gets knocked out. But now it unfolds and we see Dominic Reyes is not the fighter we once thought he was. Loses badly, right? Okay, now we go to Adesanya. He fights someone who's not even a natural 205er. Someone that wasn't even in his division. He decided to come up.
Him.
What does he do? He wins a unanimous decision. Couldn't even get him out of there. Had to take him down, lay on him for a little bit. Couldn't get Adesanya out of there, but Alex Pereira did. So you have Dominic Reyes, you have Adesanya. Am I looking down on, Jan Blachowicz a little bit? I think his record is a little bit not what people expected to be. Now he fights Glover, and I believe Jan Blachowicz was the favorite. And Glover gets the job done, which of course I picked, right? Glover Teixeira, gonna get the job done. Glover gets it done. Glover embarrasses him, gets him out of there in the second round. Now he does beat Rakic, who I like Rakic. He knocks him out in the third round with 1 minute and 11 seconds. Good win.
Rakic is a dog.
Rakic is a dog. Maybe on his way back. But now he fights Ankalaev, who's on a 9-fight win streak. All I'm saying is maybe Jan Blachowicz isn't as good as some people imagine. Magomed Ankalaev, second round submission. He gets the job done in the second round pretty early. With this win, he has 10 wins in a row. I think he gets it done. We have $20 on this fight already. Pretty fascinating card. You heard my picks. You heard Trey's picks. Let us know in the chat what you guys think. Drew said that TJ Dillashaw just retired. I don't think that's the case. I have some inside news for you, Drew. So we'll touch on that in a little bit. Ansley Wallace says, rest in peace, Jan. I mean, if you know anything about the UFC, you know that Ankalaev is a favorite, and he deservedly so is. Trey, anything you want to add to that?
Well, Ansley is my girlfriend. I don't know what she's...
Oh, see, there you go. There you go.
Comment.
There you go.
She has no idea.
There you go.
Yeah.
She knows more. Your girlfriend knows more about you than the UFC. Wow, that's great. That's good to know.
This is why my girlfriend's an absolute idiot. Knows nothing about the UFC.
That's why she's gonna be 1-0 against you in picks.
This is why she's dumb, and just like one of these little fanboys in the chats that wants to comment here and comment dumb stuff like that. Are we giving him credit for beating Anthony Kitty Cat Smith? Seriously? The dude who's not even good at commentating, nobody even likes him up in the booth? Are we giving him credit for a PFL bum in Thiago Santos? Are we serious? The dude's not even in the UFC anymore.
It's a good win. That's a good win. Unanimous decision, by the way. Hasn't had a close fight.
I will give him credit for Krylov. I do like that win. I do think that's a good win.
Great win.
We're going to give him credit for Volkan Ozdemir.
Decent win.
Seriously? No, seriously?
Win. You know who we're going to give him on there too?
For Ian Kudalaba. Are we serious? No. Are we serious?
Just taking down the division one by one.
This is who we're giving him credit for. This is who we're hyping him up about. He's fought absolute nobodies. These two dudes that I'm about to name right now, I can't even say their names, so I'm not even probably going to try it. They're not even in the UFC anymore.
Trey,
so we're hyping this dude up for fighters who aren't in the UFC anymore and who are absolute nobodies and aren't even good in the commentating booth. Are we being serious right now?
Let me ask you a question. Before Makhachev won the title, who do you give him credit for beating? Take your time. Go ahead. Go on Google. Look it up a little bit. Take your time. Take your time. Go ahead. Or you want me to read out the names for you?
You don't got them by memory, so just be quiet.
Bobby Green? Is that who we're giving him credit for?
No, I would not give him credit for Bobby.
Okay, so let's just play a little game here.
Do you have him pulled up right now?
No, I don't, but I can look it up for you.
I got him right here. Hey, I know there's one win. I'm giving him credit for. One that Ankalaev couldn't even stack 4 of his fighters together and equal up to that win.
I hope you're not going to say Oliveira because that doesn't count. That was for the title.
I am going to say that.
That's
does count.
Trey, that's my.
It does count.
Trey,
you can't how do you make rules on who they beat? You can't say that.
No, listen. You're proving my point. Yo, Zelmate, thank you for becoming a member for 12 months. A whole year. Let's get it. What's up, Leroy? Ansley says you got that right, Beta. He's about to have to pull the special socks out if he keeps talking spicy to the lady. The special socks. Listen, Trey, you're proving my point. Makhachev didn't beat anyone noteworthy before the title fight, yet he wins the title, and he's a scare. Who? All right, who?
Drew Dober was a good win.
Right. Oh, my God. Drew Dober, bro.
Thiago Moises was a good win.
Just as bad as Thiago Santos.
Dan Hooker. Is that a good win?
Dan Hooker by Kimura lock. In the what was it? The first or second round against a fighter that has no ground game? That's who we're giving him credit for?
He dogged him. That's a good win.
Listen,
it's a good win. Dan Hooker's a name. He's a bigger name than Ryan Spann, who you like to name drop every freaking week, and he's a bum.
You saw what Ryan Spann did.
He's a bigger name than Anthony Kitty Cat Smith.
Trey, you're proving my point that
No, I'm not, because
both
Ankalaev has
fighters,
fought nobody.
Makhachev as well. That's my point.
Dan Hooker is a bigger name than anybody that Ankalaev has fought.
Popularity wise, not
Popularity
skill wise.
wise, record wise, skill wise,
No.
on the run, yes.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
They can stack every one of Ankalaev's wins up, and it still wouldn't equal up the Charles Oliveira win.
He beat Anthony Smith, a top 5 fighter. He beat Santos, Ozdemir.
Krylov is a bum.
Krylov is a good win. Ian Kutalaba was performance of the night.
Bro,
this is gonna be his 10th win in a row. Ansley, real quick, if you're still here, I don't know if you are. Hopefully you are. I just want to tell you one thing. If for some reason you can't go out for dinner on Sunday night, and maybe Trey takes you out usually on Saturdays or Sundays, if for some reason he can't take you out, don't even hold it against him. There's no money in the account. I took it all. Just if you're still here, I don't know if you're hearing me, Trey. Maybe you could relay that message if she's not. If for some reason you guys have to watch Netflix on your account, he can't even use his account. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I apologize.
Hey, babe, don't worry. We're eating good this weekend, and it's on Miller. Thank you, Miller. Say thank you to Miller, babe.
Listen, if you do win, you can post a picture of your dinner and you say thanks. This one was on Miller. That's fine. I'll repost it. It'll be funny. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Now, when I go to let's say I might go to Chili's. Chili's, as weird as it sounds, Chili's by my house makes a good steak.
You really are a Chili's type. That's crazy.
Makes a good steak by my house. I might have that on you. All right.
Bro, that's how I know. That's how I know. Like
with a little Modelo drink, that's a good idea.
That's how I know. That's how I know you like, bro. You just I don't even know. You think Chili's makes a good steak? That's how I know.
The one by that is a weird thing to say. The one by my house, I said specifically. I know the cook there. He's amazing. He's amazing. If you want a good steak, come through over here. She says, "Dang, Miller, girls gotta eat." I mean, you might have to eat a little. I don't know. You might have to pay for it. Is all I'm saying. Or might have to go Dutch and go half and half because Trey's not gonna have that much money. I love Chili's. Easy, Trey. There you go, Drew. See, look, people know. Don't hate on Chili's, babe. It's pretty fire, says Ansley. Didn't he use it to say the same about Hill until he knocked out Johnny Walker? Everyone is a bummy boy that isn't a company hype job. Yeah, if it's not Bryce Mitchell, if it's not Paddy Pimblett, he likes all the weirdos.
Not a company hype job, you dummy.
He likes all. I mean, Toporia's gonna get the job done this weekend.
No,
I can't wait.
Miller, I'm telling you, he doesn't have the stamina to hang with Bryce Mitchell. He doesn't have the ground game, and I'm telling you, Bryce Mitchell is going to be way stronger than him. The fact that you think Ilia Topuria, who has 0 good wins, 0 wins that even match up to Bryce Mitchell has beaten, he hasn't beaten the Edson Barbosa. Ilia hasn't done that. He hasn't even fought somebody in that range of caliber. And the fact that you think Bryce Mitchell, who has the best ground game in the UFC, who has done a twister, a move, only one other fighter in the UFC has done in history, in all of the UFC, and every single person on the roster, Miller, only one other person has done this, and he's almost done it twice. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Mitchell went in there and almost pulled it off again and done a twister again. And if he does that, I promise I will come in this chat and on this podcast Monday, and I will be going nuts. And you will have to finally tell me that Bryce Mitchell is that guy, and you will stop disrespecting him. He is going to have a dominant win. He's going to make Ilia look like he's not a competitor, and y'all will start respecting this man. This is ridiculous. Here you are late again, just like you were on Sean O'Malley, just like you wanted to hate on Sean O'Malley, and now finally you're realizing his greatness, how he's undefeated, how he's dogging guys. He just goes in there and dominates Piotr Jan, and then finally you want to get on board after he's at the top. That's you, Miller. You want to wait till people get to the top and be like, "Oh yeah, you remember me? I went to high school with you. I'm your cousin. You remember we're cousins because of this marriage, this ex-marriage. You know, well, we're not technically cousins anymore, but we used to be, right?" So that's you. That's you. You wait till people get to the top and then you want to ride on them. Now you better get on Bryce Mitchell right now. I've been telling you for months now, almost a year. Bryce Mitchell is going to the top, and he is going in there, and he's going to have a dominant win. I can promise you that.
Anybody that knows anything about the UFC knows that Sean O'Malley lost that fight. That's number one. He was gifted a decision. Bryce Mitchell, I'll give you this. If he's able to take Topuria down, he might just hold him down there and win a little split decision, unanimous decision. That's his only path to victory. But he's not gonna win impressively. I'll tell you that right now. I wish there could be like a prop bet on that. It's not gonna happen. Bryce Mitchell is not that guy. He will never be featherweight champion, in my opinion. As long as Volkanovski's champion, he won't become champion. And Topuria, what I think the UFC, what I think the UFC is doing? I think the UFC is saying this guy Mitchell's out of control. Sean O'Malley's calling him an inbred. He believes the earth is flat. It's time to bring him down a little bit. Let's give him Topuria, an undefeated fighter, 12-0. He's gonna get the job done.
Let's give him somebody less.
And Mitchell,
somebody who's not as good.
And Mitchell is a big name, the same way they're doing with Darren Till. Let's give Duplessis to Darren Till so they can make a name for themselves. Topuria, the same thing. Then you can maybe make Topuria and Paddy the Baddie. I don't know. All I'm saying is that I feel really strongly about I'm going to hit hard this weekend. I'm sorry. If you want to take your girl out and then pay me after that when you get the money back, that's fine too. That's fine too. I'm telling you, those 50. I wish I didn't put the Paddy Pimblett money down. I almost wish I could take that bet back because I'm just giving you free money back. And even then, I'm going to be up $40 against you this weekend.
Miller, let me tell you something.
Volk will murder Mitchell, Wendy.
Listen. First of all, y'all watch those daggone mouth, you little fanboys. You have no idea what you're even talking about. I make more money gambling on UFC than you make at your day jobs.
Yeah. Wait, you ready for this? Hold on, I gotta get something on my chest. Leroy goes, Miller let his girl decorate his studio. The sad part about that is that that's kind of true. Anyways, go ahead, Trey.
100% is true. And he's got two little balls hanging over his head because I'll let y'all put that picture together. Anyways, Volkanovski
they're nice lights.
is taking a fight that's going to expose himself to his entire division.
There's nothing else for him to do in his division.
Is closest to Islam than Bryce Mitchell.
It's not Bryce Mitchell. You really like Bryce Mitchell that much.
Somebody who absolutely dominates on the ground. There's somebody who could stand up and bang and knock you down and then get on top of you and maul you and finish you. It's Bryce Mitchell.
Drew, who do you have on this Ilya fight with Bryce Mitchell?
Basically the same fighter.
Let's bump it up to 25. Just 5 more. Just 5 more. Just 5 more. Just to make it a little bit interesting.
Right. Let's get everything straight though. Let's get everything straight.
Okay. We can go back to this.
Till and Duplessis $10.
Yes.
Paddy and
there's no money on that fight.
$10. Yes, there is money on that fight because that's the only way I was doing the Darren Till fight.
There's 5 on that. There's 5 on that.
All right, there's 5 on Darren Till then.
Okay, let's do that.
Remember, because you're giving me my 10 back.
No.
50,000 times.
Oh, I thought you meant 5 on Paddy. No.
Hey, look who gets weak with the money now. Look who gets weak with the money now. The boy pocket's getting shaky because I've been taking it the past freaking month and a half. Anyways,
25 on Topuria.
Okay.
25 on Topuria. 10 on 10 on Darren Till Duplessis. 5 on Paddy Pimblett versus Jared Gordon.
Okay.
5. Okay, cool. We got it on
20 on Jan
and Ankalaev. So one more time. 25 on Topuria.
Yeah.
10 on Duplessis Till. 5 on Jared Gordon. What's it called? Paddy Pimblett, and 20 on Ankalaev.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Final say.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. There you go. There you go.
There you have it. It's gonna be a beautiful weekend, man. I can't wait to go. You never know where we're going.
I'm a medium rare kind of guy. How do you eat your steak? Well done.
Medium rare.
Yeah, you strike me as a well done.
What type of steak it is?
Not even a little rare. See, look.
What do you mean? You look like the type of dude who dips your steak in ketchup.
You probably
dip your steak in ketchup.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
What do you mean? You look like you do that.
You don't even have red in your steak. You don't even have red in your steak. That's depressing.
Bro, what do you mean?
Miller gonna lose his money again.
Of course I do.
Did you see how I hit on the last card? I don't know.
You know how to grill a steak.
I don't know. I think I hit 100.
Miller hits one bet on a card for the first time in his entire life, and then he freaks out and has to tell everybody.
I don't know what to do
with it.
I don't know.
It's honestly sickening.
I don't know what to do with all this money I'm making trade. All right, we hit on every single topic that we planned on. Cejudo versus Sterling. According to Sterling, is gonna take place. That's gonna be the next bantamweight title fight. I think the last. Let's talk about one more topic and get out of here, Trey, if that's okay with you. Unless you have something else you want to bring up. Let's. We didn't talk about this James Krause thing.
Didn't.
How aware are you on
Hey.
this situation? Is there anything you want to say?
First of all, I hope there's a documentary on this one day.
You think is that serious?
I hope it. I mean, I hope it is. I hope we find out there was some crazy stuff going on, a lot of money being won and everything. Because then James Krause, he would be a legend. I mean, he would be an absolute dog, finessing the system.
Did you hear what he said on the
First one
Hawani
to
show?
ever do it.
Because I could brief you in on that real quick. It's pretty crazy.
When he was talking about the Discord stuff, talking about how he gave people picks on Discord and stuff.
Do you know how much that membership was for?
No.
According to him, people would pay from, I forget what the lowest number was. I think it was like $50 a month. Like to be like part of like this whole member thing on Discord for like inside stuff on fights, whatever. He said some people pay up, and who knows if he's just flexing or whatever, but imagine this is true. He said some people pay $2,000 a month.
I believe that. That's not a flex. I mean, like real cappers all the time. Bro, there's so many cappers that sell their picks for freaking $5,000 for the year, $10,000 for the year, like crazy amounts of money.
You know what's $2,000, and then if we come to find out that he's actually cheating, that's insane.
If you knew that he was out there throwing, like I wish I knew that he was out there telling his fighters to take falls and everything. I would have paid $50 or whatever and put my whole entire life savings on whoever he told me to throw money on. Why would you not want to be a part of this? Why would you not want the free money? Finally getting back on the house.
Deacon, you're funny. Listen,
now, does it look bad? Sure, he has to tell people to take the fall. He has to tell people not to win and everything. Which I just want to say, this goes straight into my point. Everybody wanted to freaking bash me. People don't take the fall in UFC. People don't do that. Fighters don't lose on purpose. And I sat here and broke the news. This is when I became the source. This is when I became Mr. Intel.
I can't believe this is what you turned it to. That's crazy.
I literally sat here and told y'all months ago that somebody took a fall for another fighter to put him on top. And y'all sit here and mocked me, disgrace my name.
Do you remember what fight that was? Because I could tell you what it was.
Act like I was an idiot and didn't know what I was talking about. Act like no way anybody could ever take a fall in UFC. That would never happen. That's only boxing. But I told y'all. Derek Lewis did take that fall for Tai Tuivasa. Derek Lewis did take that fall for Tai Tuivasa. And I sit here and broke it. I got the intel. That's why I'm Mr. Intel. I broke this. I gave y'all the source. That's why I'm the source. That's why I'm the one who gets it done.
I can't believe that's where you took it to.
And here it comes full circle right here in y'all's face. Sure enough, another fighter gets caught. And James Krause goes down. Unfortunate. I wish I was a part of it. I would have made so much more money. I mean, I already make enough money. Listen, it's crazy. James Krause cheating in fights, and I still make more money than him off these betting these fights. I still make more money than him off of Miller.
Let's give our predictions on what's going to happen with this case. All right, I'll give you mine first, and you tell me, because I've been thinking about this. If the UFC is going this hard on James Krause, where none of his fighters could be, if they want to have any kind of relationship with Krause as far as their coach or trainer, they can't be in the UFC. That's pretty deep, right? Krause can't coach a UFC or corner a UFC fight. His YouTube gets taken down. His Discord is down. I don't know if that was him. And I don't know if anybody broke news on that, let me know. I don't know if that was like something done by the UFC to get his channel taken down and Discord, or if he tried to get ahead of it and take everything down so they can't find information. I don't know. What I do think is going to happen is this is just predicting, right? But I think that if the UFC is this ahead of it, where like a week or two before that happened, they were saying that UFC fighters are not going to be able to bet on fights. This is what I think it is. I think they have enough evidence. What I think is going to come out in the future is this is bad, but this is just enough to kind of close a case for them. You heard about like the RICO cases, as far as like, it's hard to get like a criminal and then they get hit with like something big like a RICO case. What I think is going to happen is there's going to be that one text where Krause wrote to a specific fighter like Derek Minner or something like that, where he says, "Listen, take the fall of this fight. I got you." Or something. Something is going to be revealed. There's going to be some witnesses called. I think some fighters are going to feel the pressure. One of them is going to break. I think it's going to be that bad, Trey, that there's going to be some kind of text evidence, something like on paper that shows, yes, he made fighters take a dive. And it's kind of the beginning of the end for Krause. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's kind of just like a suspension where they want to, maybe investigate and maybe his name is cleared. It's really hard for me to believe that that's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong, Trey. What do you think is the case?
I think it's absolutely crazy. I hope it's something wild. I mean, this is like they're gonna confiscate stuff. I'm sure they're gonna look through all his files. I'm sure Discord's gonna have to turn over some
They gotta
stuff,
have
like give
right.
access to everything. I mean, it's gonna be serious, especially when you're messing with Vegas. I mean, gosh, they take their money so serious. The house is not gonna lose if they figure out they're getting screwed, or if they think you're even cheating. Then they will take the money from you. I mean, it happened to Phil Ivey. Like anybody can
I
get.
was just about to bring him up.
It
When he
doesn't
was
matter
winning
who you are.
Baccarat.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter who you are. You can get got, and he had to get the money back. You know what I'm saying? So you like, who knows? Who knows the amount of money? I want to know how much the amount of money that was being floated around out there and all that stuff. If he was making bets, did he have people in his team making bets? Hey,
He was betting.
it leaks out. Lauren Sanko was messing around with him.
Is that true? Is that verified?
Was she? I mean, why would Megan Anderson say that if it wasn't true? And then she takes it down after and all this stuff, and then it's like, well, ask Megan Sanko, like all this stuff, and then it's like a rumor going around. But here's the thing: is she involved? Was she throwing some bets out there? Was she relaying source like info and all that stuff?
Not that it's illegal. He's bet on his own fighters too. He bet on his own fighters. Now, if there's record, maybe some kind of like DraftKings history, for example, that he bet on his own fighter to lose. Imagine it's something like that. And it's on record, which I think with the whole Minner case, he told him to take a dive. What if he made a good amount of money off that? I don't know. That'll be insane. Have we seen anything like this in the UFC or in fight sports? And another good point, I think it was on the MMA Hour, if I'm not mistaken. They were speaking on this is why in the NFL there's injury reports. You know how in the UFC there's nothing like that? We didn't find out about Dillashaw getting hurt until after the fight. But that's why the NFL does that. It's not to let fans know. It's more to like update the betting odds. Maybe the UFC is headed that way.
I think they've always been that way. I think it's always. I mean, bro, like even if it doesn't matter if you.
But the UFC is not like that. They don't disclose injuries like the NFL is
right,
what I'm saying.
They don't disclose them, but I'm telling you, Vegas, whether you disclose it or it's undisclosed or people don't know or it's a secret or whatever, Vegas is going to know. They're going to find out. They're going to have somebody plugged in, and they're going to know. They will find out, unless you do like James Krause or something and don't even tell anybody, like in the camp, really. Like it's just almost James Krause and maybe 3 other people know.
Which
tells me, hey, if it was that tight knit, if it was going on like that, there had to be money floating around for them to be taking falls.
How much you thinking?
For them to be quiet. Oh, it's got to be, bro, hundreds. I would say hundreds, thousands.
I would say that. I don't know if it'll touch 1 million. He said he makes more, which he doesn't make much coaching. He said he has made more betting than he has coaching. And
well,
granted,
I bet he has.
And I wonder if he was just it could be one of those things where he was just kind of trying to promote his Discord, trying to promote his channel, his YouTube channel, things of that nature. But I think if the UFC is taking this great of a measure to come after Krause, there has to be some info there that's crazy. I can't wait to
there's
got to
be something. Like it has to be either a lot of money or a lot of people doing it or something like that, because they're not doing like like the Nevada, the casinos, UFC, like all these people were like, hey, something's suspicious. So that means It's either a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, or it just leaked out. Somebody told somebody or whatever it is, you know. But for them to like get involved, it's got to be pretty hefty, I would say.
What if they've been on him for so long that they have someone on the inside that was like undercover that joined the Discord and kind of saw everything, has all the evidence? Who
Yeah, they
knows?
could have. I mean, anybody could have bought the subscription, right?
Anybody,
Anybody could have got
yes.
on the
What
Discord, right?
what
So,
if they were on it early, saved all the messages of everything that
but here's
happened?
the thing. I mean, I guess technically they still wouldn't know because I doubt he's going to be in there like, hey, all right, this guy's hurt, y'all. We're going to bet on him because nobody knows about this injury. I doubt he's in there
Who
saying
knows
that.
if he was that dumb? Who knows?
He's not that
You-
dumb, dude. That's how he was making so much money. That's how it lasted so long. That's how he was doing good.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, Trey. It's quite interesting how this all is unfolding. I feel bad for him if it's true because his life is kind of ruined after that. If that's the case, you know, that's how he's made a living, being a fighter, then being a coach, having a YouTube channel. Now the YouTube channel is down. I think the only social media he has is Twitter, and let's see if he's posted anything. I doubt it, right? Of course, but let me see if I can find something. Let's get out of here. Tomorrow's another day. Let me see. Does he have a channel? Let's see. James Krause. He still has a Twitter with 22,000 followers. His last post, was, I think, October 28th, and they were just retweets. Yeah, that's it. He just retweeted on there. It doesn't have anything incriminating, of course. Caught up with, yeah. So there you have it. He had an interview with Derek Minner too. Damn, I'm gonna see if that's still up, and maybe I could watch and see what they say. That's the guy that took a dive, supposedly, Minner, in round number 1. So, anyways, I didn't see anything special on there. Trey, before we get out of here, we have a total of 25, then 10, 35, then 5, so 40, then 20. We have a total of $60 on this card. All right. So, one of us is going to be wrong about one fight.
I'm going to take.
What are you going to be plus what against me after this weekend?
I think I'm going to take. Hold on, let me see. Let me do the math. I'm going to take $50 from you.
So what's the only? So what are you losing? I
want to lose Darren Till. Yes. I'm gonna take $50 from you. Thank you.
I'm glad
we could get it up there.
I'm gonna take 55. The only one I'm gonna lose is that Pimblett versus Gordon.
Oh.
What
the heck? You actually think your day's gonna go that good?
When's
the last time this happened for you, Miller? When's the last time you've been positive?
This weekend when I took 100 from my bookie. I felt bad because they're good friends of mine, and now I'm gonna take 55 from you. I feel bad. There's a couple. There's one fishing rod I want to get. You might purchase that for me. So we'll see.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait a little longer. I'm about to put a little dent in that pocket. You're gonna have to wait another month. Sorry.
Deacon says if DC calls any of these bets on this next card, I'm gonna listen to his picks. Otherwise, he's a fire commentator only. And then he says, I was that guy, Trey, but now Trey is the source. I don't know about that, Deacon. Let's just pump the brakes a little bit, Deacon. All right,
Deacon. I don't even know whose side you're on. You're hyping up Miller. You're talking bad about him. Then you're hyping me up. What are you talking about, dude? We don't need no little fanboys on the fences or everything. You're either with me or against me. Right now, you're against me. So if you want to be on this little cornball side, then go ahead and do it. I could care less.
Wow. The first time anybody ever calls Trey the source, and he just kind of throws that out the window. It's crazy. Leroy says, when betting became widely legal, people who could put 2 and 2 together knew it was a matter of time till stuff like this happens. A lot of conflict of interest, if that's the right term. Drew says they're all just jealous he piped Sanko. I mean, it's kind of interesting. He came after Sanko, and then all this happens, Drew. I don't mean to throw that many conspiracies, but who knows if Sanko got the juice in the UFC and made this happen. TJ Brown versus Eric Silva has been removed from the BetMGM Vegas app. TJ Brown cross trains at Glory MMA. Oh my God. It gets crazier and crazier plugs. Deacon says hot shots fired. I guess my last thoughts will be, guys, thank you for coming through. This Saturday we'll have a live commentary on the fights. Trey, What are your last thoughts before we get out of here? Another great episode where I carry Trey. The preliminary card is good as well too. I might get on early as like 8 o'clock. We shall see for this weekend. So guys, stay tuned and make sure you have the bell on for post notifications. Trey, your last and final thoughts.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Another week that I could come in and let you know a little bit more about the UFC and MMA. Another week that I could come in and school you and give you knowledge and grow you so that you can know a little bit more about fighting and look cooler in front of your friends because you're a bunch of losers. Another week that I could come in, give you some knowledge on some fights so that you could put some money on it and actually not look like a bum and be able to go out and hang out with your friends and maybe take a girl out, even though half of you were probably super ugly in here and couldn't even get a girl.
Deacon knows your slogan.
Another week that I could come in here and be the source,
Trey
and
gets
be
it done,
Mr. Intel, and be the one who gets it done.
Look, he said it for you.
Now I'm telling
you have a real fan. You have a fan, Trey. You have a fan.
Dummy. You little short man. I told y'all.
You have a fan for once. I just think I have to tell you that. Like, you should know this.
Deacon, what is this, a church? I don't care about, this is a Baptist church. You think I care about your name?
Oh,
Deacon, I could care less.
You have
now
a
I
single
told
fan.
y'all. What are you, Wake Forest, you demon deacon? I could care less. Now I told y'all. Jan Blachowicz is going to come in here and he's going to beat Uncle Live, and I can't wait to look at y'all in the face next week and say, hey, I'm right once again. And more importantly, I can't wait to look every single one of you in the face after the best ground game in the UFC, the best rapper in the UFC, the most country strong, the man thug nasty, walks in the ring and absolutely dogs Ilya, absolutely makes him look like a fool, gets on top of him, grounds and pounds him, and chokes him out. It's going to be nasty, and I can't wait to be right once again and see that stupid look on Miller's face, and I can't wait, most importantly, to have all $50 in my pocket the same night the fights are over, because I will go up on Miller again. I will be up even more because I'm up already and I'm taking all his money. Now, I've told y'all once and I'll say it again. I'm the source.
Sorry, guys.
I'm the king. I'm the one who gets it done. I'm Mr. Intel, and you know what it is, baby. Support 2A, and we gone.
There you have it, guys. I apologize for putting you through all of that. Deacon says, Trey is Sith Lord. Snipey says, later, homie. Snipey, thank you for hanging out with us this long. It's been a crazy fun ride. Have y'all already talked about the White Ngannou? If you're talking about Uncle Live, then yes. Because who else will be the White Ngannou? And he's going to get the job done. If you're talking about Ilia Tuporia, who's the Spanish or the Georgian Ngannou, I would call him, then yes, he's going to get the job done. I'm going to be up $55. Trey doing ASMR. I mean, I feel bad for that microphone because for one, it has to smell like crap. You could hear his hot breath right through it. And oh my God, he speaks on it like it's insane. Trey doing ASMR. Wow, take care, Trey. Hope to see you again, bro, says Deacon. He'll be here every Monday. Beta says, what do you think about the Fury Chisora fight? Who let that bout happen after what Chisora went through with Parker? The sad thing is that I think it was BT Sport that put do we need a trilogy fight? Like, are you absolutely killing me? Oh, Pavlovich. Oh my God. I mean, listen, I've been telling people that I predicted he would beat Derek Lewis and knock him out, and then he knocks Tai Tuivasa out a second faster, 54 seconds, where Derek Lewis was 55. He's scary. He might be one of the next up and comers in the, as far as the heavyweight division. Joe De Jesus. If you look at the rankings real quick, I have it up. Tai Tuivasa, which will change where Pavlovich will be above him. Listen, Pavlovich versus Blades, I might have to pick Pavlovich. Him versus Stipe Miocic, I might have to pick Pavlovich. Now against Cyril Gane, that's a tough fight, but again, he might be the White Ngannou. Nowadays Ngannou is Ngabib, and Ngabib might take him down. I don't know. It gets interesting. Pavlovich might be the future. Next champ, when Ngannou retires, he might even be able to beat him. I don't know. It's going to be a tough call to make. Also, this Saturday, we'll be doing a live commentary. Joe De Jesus, if you're here, give your predictions this coming Saturday. Call in, give your predictions like you've done before. You're probably going to be wrong like you always are, but that's why I'm here, to help you out. I'm going to win $55 from Trey, and I feel bad. but it's gonna get done, guys. Drew, thank you for rocking out with us. Drew, let me call this Saturday and let me know your picks as well too. Maybe I can make another short about you, just like you predicted the other fights. It has to be as detailed as the Sean O'Malley with the whole conspiracy of the split decision, because people were asking me for your and everything after that, bro. If you look at that, that has like 14K views, and people were just asking about you, like, yo, what's your pick? They were asking Drew. They were saying, yo, what's your pick for UFC 280? Come on, I need to know. Like, they were begging Drew to give him his picks, even though. Listen, a dead clock strikes right twice a day, and just, you know, Drew just happened to be right once. If he doesn't have my picks this weekend, he has Topuria, which is good. Who do you have? He has Topuria here, his Uncle Live, so he picks with me. I think he has Paddy picked with me as well too. Who do you have real quick before I get out of here, Drew, for the Darren Till Duplessis fight? Before I get out of here, let me know. Drew says I blew up. Listen, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna try to do an early stream for this Saturday. I'll probably start like around 8 to 9 p.m. even though the main event starts at 10 p.m. So maybe 8, maybe 9 p.m. There are preliminary fights with Edmund Shabazian is fighting. Joaquin Buckley versus Chris Curtis is exciting. Raul Rosas Jr., you saw he's 6-0. I think he's like 17 years old, just about to be 18. He's fighting in the preliminary card, so a lot of good fights. And then Rosenstrike versus Chris Dawkins. I'm telling you, this fight or this card rather is gonna live up to expectations, or is gonna exceed them, in my opinion. Comeback fight, says Drew. Deacon, thank you for the support. Thank you for being a DC Fight Club member. I see the glove next to your name, helps the channel out immensely. I'm gonna hit big this weekend, guys. You better believe it. Ryan Garcia knocks out Gervonta. I haven't seen a worse take than that. I'm gonna leave on that note because Joe De Jesus had the worst take on here. I truly believe that. I truly feel bad for you, Joe. Horrible take. I'm disgusted. I'm gonna go to bed. That actually pissed me off. Now I'm just playing. I truly believe you're drunk. It might be worse than that. I don't know. You're crazy, Joe. I mean, listen. If there's one way to tell people I don't know boxing without saying I don't know boxing, Joe De Jesus just did that perfectly. Joe, I love you, man. I'm gonna get out of here. #1 commentary channel on YouTube. On our way to 7,000 subscribers. We'll be out of here, and let's keep it going, guys. Much love. God bless. Good night. Pray for Joe. Peace.
I'm the best ever. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
Yo, bounce guy, go off.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Wilder's in a world of trouble. Closing seconds. Can he weather the storm here in the third round?
And the ball is superlative.
Big right hook, lands flush for Cambosos, and that knocks down Teofimo Lopez. We have ourselves a fight.
Khabib Nurmagomedov gets a triangle choke from up top. Gaethje's out, and the fight is over. The triangle choke for Khabib Nurmagomedov.
And Porter gets knocked down. He gets knocked down again. 10th round TKO win. Left uppercut, and that knocks out Leo. It appears he's out cold. The fight is over. It was a counter left uppercut, and just like that, what a left uppercut. I did not see that coming, ladies and gentlemen. I will have to admit, what a fight. Nice celebration for a 3K video. I don't know, man. To hit 3,000 subscribers and like right hook to the body for Campbell. Left hook to the body for Garcia. And that knocked down Campbell. It was a left hook to the body. Campbell on the ground. The count is on. Can he make his way up? It appears he can't get up. Campbell on the ground. Trying to stand up. And the fight is over. Ryan Garcia with a 7th round knockdown. What a performance. Guys, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. Do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. We're trying to do record numbers today. Ryan Garcia tearing up and crying. What a performance for Ryan Garcia.